In this lesson, I want to talk about expanding your business into other Amazon marketplaces. So most of you would have started in a singular Amazon marketplace, for example, Amazon.com, and you're probably thinking, should I expand to the EU or should I expand to Canada or Mexico or wherever else? And this is a little bit of a complicated question, and I'll explain to you my thinking or my rationale behind it. If you did not start in the EU, then the ability to start, or the work it takes to start, tends to be a little bit less. In the EU, you have to worry about all the VAT stuff, and that tends to be a little bit more complicated than some of the other marketplaces. And as a result, it just seems like there's a little bit more overhead to run those businesses. So to answer your question directly, if you started in the US, I typically recommend for people to just continue building their business in the US and add additional products. From everyone that I've talked to and all their sellers that I've worked with, it seems like they get a bigger business faster by just focusing on the US. Now, if you started in one of the other marketplaces or one of the smaller marketplaces, that's when I would think a little bit more about whether or not you should also sell your product somewhere else, like for example, like the US. And in order to do that, what I would recommend that you do is, look at Jungle Scout for those other marketplaces, see how well your existing products sell in those marketplaces. And if it seems like a pretty good opportunity, then the nice thing you do is you can send in, a test shipment and see how well they do. Big picture here, it is nice to be selling your product in multiple marketplaces. It reduces a little bit of the Amazon risk because, the North America is technically a different account than the EU, and which is a different account than the Asia Pacific region. So if one of those were to get suspended or one of those were to get banned or something bad were to happen, then the other accounts as a result still wouldn't be affected. So that's a positive thing. The negative point about it is it does tend to complicate your business, from the administrative overhead to thinking about shipping to all these different areas to thinking about how you're going to split up these different shipments. Gets to be a little bit of a complication. So me personally, I like to err on the side of simplicity with my business. I found over time that that's what works best with me. Some people will tell you they've had a lot of luck expanding to other marketplaces, but as a whole, from all the people that I've spoken to, as a general rule of thumb, I would recommend for you as well to err on the side of simplicity. So best of luck with your decision. It's exciting that you've gotten to the point where you're now thinking about moving into other marketplaces and expanding into other marketplaces. Congratulations for that.